Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to Grays Harbor YouthWorks' first ever Zoom meeting series. Actually, I want to say career connected learning Zoom meeting series with guest speakers each week in 16 career fields, including the skills of leadership and organization. And this is open to all 15 to 19-year-olds in Grays Harbor County, as well as our existing interns with Grays Harbor YouthWorks. And this is awesome. I really hope that everybody has a great session. We have Tiea Vaughn today to talk to us about marketing careers. And hey, Tiea, I'm going to give this over to you.
All right, well, fun. Where to start? So I work at Graphically Deb. We do marketing and promotions. I also am still working at the Daily World. While they work to replace me, this coronavirus has created a bit of a halt in that. So I'm doing a variety of different types of marketing, which is really, really fun. But marketing is way more than just about sales. Sometimes people think that it's, oh, I just get to go out and, tell them how to do this or sell them this item or whatever, whether it's advertising or promotional items. But really, it's a lot more than that because it's really difficult to market if you don't know people. So it's a lot about relationships, building relationships with businesses and getting to know them. And then after that is knowing how to help them through it. There's a lot of different reasons for marketing, whether it's building a business, creating brand awareness, rebranding. I'm doing that right now with a local company, and it's really, really fun to get to do that. Whether it's just kind of an ongoing thing. So there's a lot of different reasons why people market, and you have to be able to sort that out. Work with them to figure out what's best, the best direction for them to go that's going to work for them and their budgets and things like that. So I don't want to take up too much time, as I do want to be able to answer your questions too. So, and I have some things I can share with you and show you, but I want to make sure we get some time to answer your questions as well. So do you have any to start with?
Ellie, do you want to go ahead and start with a question?
Sure. My first one is, how did you get started in your career?
Oh, goodness. How did I get started? I actually started out working at an auto group, which had 5 dealerships in it. I was doing, it was kind of a sales program. And so I started learning sales there, and that just eventually progressed into marketing. And I like the marketing a lot better because I really want to help businesses grow. I want to see our community do better. And the marketing is a good way to do that. Not all business people get into it knowing marketing. They know business, but they don't necessarily know marketing. And so I get to perform, which is really, really fun.
I think my question for you is, how is marketing through this COVID-19 crisis? How has that been for you? With you talked a little bit about the Daily World and shifting over to Graphically Deb. Have you seen any requests for special marketing around handling this crisis, promoting programs like this online?
Yeah. So we actually, just today at the Daily World, one of the things we were talking about was the increase in digital traffic. So we're now going to be reaching out because we've seen an increase of about 12,000 people in a month online digitally. So we know people are seeking that. So that's an area now for us to reach out to people, to our customers, and be able to say, hey, you can be seen here. Again, it's about knowing how to do that and where to help your customers be reached. So we are definitely seeing an increase in online services going on, which has been great, because a decrease in the print services right now, just as a result of everything as a whole. At Graphically Deb, because we can do promotional items, and we do everything from every kind of print product you can think of and things you probably never thought of. we can print so many hundreds of thousands of different items. And so, you know, there was obviously been big requests for things like hand soaps and hand sanitizer and all those kinds of different things going on. But it's also giving us a chance to help companies kind of look again outside of the box. We've seen companies that are just wanting to send care packages to their employees working at home so they know that they're still thinking about them. You know, companies now kind of looking at different ways of reaching people as a result of this, which has been kind of fun because I enjoy the thinking out of the box part. I like looking at different and unique ways of reaching people. So that's made it actually a lot of fun.
One thing I like about marketing as a career is that it is creative and it is expansive. Marketing is like what you're doing, Tiea. You did marketing with the Daily World. Now you're doing it with an actual promotions company. But marketing can also go to people who work with products in terms of, for instance, the iPhone. You know, marketers are very intrinsic to the process of innovation of products and how they look and what colors they are, and how the user uses these products. And that includes as services, web services like Google and Facebook. I know they have marketers that look at how the user interfaces on these websites function and work. And you have, of course, the designers and the computer engineers. You have all of the technical people developing and creating these products, but you have marketers that provide input into how consumers will use these products, how these products will get to market, and how consumers stay engaged with the brands and the products. What are your thoughts on that?
It's really a very interesting process because it is such a creative one. In fact, I'll share my screen here in just a second because we have, one of the things about it is you really have to get to know people. And I had done a recent blog about what socks are you wearing today? And it sounds funny, but when you look at people, and I love to look at people's socks. Like some people just want to wear plain gray or brown with their slacks. They do not go out of the box at all. But then you might see somebody in slacks at a business that's wearing just bright colors. They may be somebody that's very creative, very exciting. They like to do things, but maybe they're still a little constrained by the box that they're in with their business. So logos and marketing often fall around that because they're very much a personal thing. It's about the business. The business owner, everything is reflected in that, so it makes it a lot of fun. Let me find here, so oops, let me hit my share screen button. So I have let's see, is my screen up there?
I see.
So this is kind of a neat site here. And I went here because it shows all those pictures. So CrowdSpring actually is a place where people can go in, and lots of creative people that do design work and marketing can get in here. So down here, this is a company called Let It Beat, who has requested a logo. And you can see there a huge variety. And I'll shift my screen a little bit because it'll move those around as I do. And you can see how much variety there is depending on the person that got to create it. You look at ones like this that are very simple, black and white and the red. It's very basic and to the point. And then you look at some of these others that are bright, and you're not 100% sure what it is. Let me move my screen again, see if I can get this other one on top. Oh, there's one in particular I'm trying to bring to the top. There it is. You know, so you get one like this that you can definitely tell it's a beat. It's a little harder to read the words, but it's, again, very creative, very different than the word logos. So it's really you would have to know your customer here to know what's going to work, and also know who they're trying to reach, because who you're trying to reach is going to be affected by the design. The more simple logo is going to reach a different group of people than these really bright, colorful ones that are probably going to reach more of a younger generation than the really bright or than the other one. So when you're doing that, it's so important to know all those things.
How do you find out what the customers like, and how do you find your target market, or markets plural, to find out what they like and to be able to directly market to them with specific logos and specific products?
Yeah, so it's really, again, this is about the relationship and getting to know people and know who they're targeting. Sometimes we go into a business and they say, well, we just want everybody. Okay, well, that's great. We would all love to have everybody. However, that's not necessarily the reality. So working with them to help them understand who really is most likely to come visit them. You know, so that when you're putting your money into those marketing dollars, it's going to a place that's beneficial, and it's reaching the right group of people for you. Because it's not worth it if you are not going to reach those people, then you're just wasting your money. So there's just a process of getting to know them, getting to know their products and who it's reaching. And we've seen, you look at a lot of the big companies, Coca-Cola has been a good one. Their brand has evolved over time. And actually, let's see, we have some fun. So this will be really fun. Let me pull my screen back up. Can you still see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and of course I've got the wrong link. Let's see. So, well, sorry, I have to find it. I had it saved here a little bit ago.
No, that's okay. While you look for it, I just want to interject Ellie, who's here, and we have a couple other marketing interns that are late, and I think someone's computer is updating right now, so they Microsoft has a propensity of updating your computer in the middle of your work if you so that's what they're saying. But yeah, I wanted to say that I know that in my career as a business consultant, some of the things that clients would have me do is market research. And I once got to create a survey. Actually, a couple times I created surveys for consumers and for their stakeholders for a nonprofit actually here in Ocean Shores, to get a sense of the services that the customer wanted, and why they wanted it, because we were looking for the why. Because we figured if we can answer the why, then we can wow them with this great service or product. And so that was a really cool, but that was first primary market research, where you're going directly to the consumer, you're doing surveys. But I also did a lot of secondary markets research, which involved looking at all of the various consumer reporting, journals, statistics on consumer purchase behaviors, psychographics. That's an interesting term for Ellie and our interns and people who are into marketing. Psychographics.
Well, and it definitely matters, because you can have the same company trying to reach two different groups of people, but the way you reach them is going to be different, because what's important to them is different. So you create different marketing messages along the way, but you have to know who that is. Like I said, things will evolve over time, which is kind of fun as companies change, evolve. We were talking about the coronavirus, so this is kind of fun. There's actually a few companies that have altered their logos here recently, to go from the handshake to a elbow bump on this one. Volkswagen, where is it? But there's a few of them, Volkswagen, Audi, they've all changed their logo because of what's going on. So it's really kind of amazing how things like this can change and react to the times, and how that's important for each brand as they're doing their marketing, to recognize those things. So, yeah.
In terms of marketing as a career and what you've done in your career as a marketer, what's your next step? Where do you want to go in your career in marketing? Or what? And a second question is, what interests you about marketing to the point that you want to go further into that area of it?
Yeah, so my goal right now is really to get to where Graphically Deb, and so that's Deb, Lecca, and I are, that's our full-time business. Right now I'm doing it part-time while we're building it, but we are a local company and we are having so much fun doing it. And really the reason is because we get to help our local companies. So I said, right now I have a company I'm working with on a rebranding. They are an awesome little place, but most people don't know they're there. They have no logo to make them noticeable. They don't have much in the way of signage. And so they're really excited, and I'm excited for them because they've been in business for a while, but we now get to do like a rebranding with them. We're going to do almost a grand reopening with the new brand, which is super exciting to get to do in a community. And as a marketing person, you get to see those things. You get to see the growth in companies and know that you got to participate in that, which is so much fun to get to do. And we get to know some really amazing people through it.
We have some people who have just joined, but I know Ellie might have one more question for you. So I want to give that question to Ellie.
Okay. How have your skills grown over time? Like your marketing skills?
Yeah, so they are always growing, partially because things are always changing. So I have to learn all the time, adapt to different things. And I'm a part of a lot of groups online. I do a lot of online education stuff because there is always so much to know out there, especially when it comes to digital marketing. That is a area that is just continuing to grow. So, and that's an area I've been having to do a lot of learning lately. And so I've grown a lot in that area recently because we're kind of forced to. And often the market will force you to learn, and if you don't, then you will no longer be valuable because you have to keep up with the current times in the market. So learning is always something you have to do in this industry.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Tiea, because I want to kind of add that marketing. You were talking about the business you're working with. I think marketing is very critical to building community too. And so when people enter marketing careers, in your words, how important is it to know the community that you're working in a marketing career?
Oh, it's huge because our community is different than Olympia. It's different than Seattle. The way we reach people is a little bit different here, and especially because, and it changes depending on the season. Because when we're reaching tourists, we're marketing differently than when we're reaching just the locals. And sometimes companies, many of our businesses are having to do both of those. So it is just so important to really understand your community, each business and their personality and what they're trying to do. And so that takes a lot of relationships and social building within the community.
I noticed that one of our guests, sorry, Chris just raised his hand. Go ahead, Chris. What's your question for Tiea?
Yeah, Tiea. So I'm curious about how you measure success in marketing. How do you know when you're having an impact or when you've missed the mark?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on what we're doing. Sometimes, some marketing you can do as simple as, okay, it's a coupon. So you can measure a coupon coming in. Other times you are just measuring overall traffic, whether that's digital or in a store, because it can be difficult when it's not digital. And even at that, digital marketing is very misleading. People get a little bit confused because they think, oh, I didn't get clicks. And yet their business has grown. So they think it didn't work. And it's like, well, if your business grew, then it worked. And that's kind of a whole nother, digital marketing is a whole nother lesson in itself. So it can be a little bit interesting to figure that out, but in general, we just look at overall traffic. And again, that depends on the marketing tool that's being used at the time.
One of the things that our Grays Harbor YouthWorks social media interns will be learning about are analytics around social media. Do you use those also, or have you used those in your marketing career, social media analytics?
Yeah, we do. And it's actually interesting. We have to use them a whole lot because sometimes what we think we're working towards and what we end up getting are two very different things. One of the really cool things I was learning early on in doing digital marketing in particular was you had to kind of drop your own misconceptions. They used an example of asking the question, who do you think is the most likely to be using Home Depot online? Most people, you know, if we were doing a targeting market, most people would assume you're going to look at men between the age of probably 20 and 50, something like that. Come to find out, the highest use of Home Depot's online services is women. So had they not used analytics in that, they would have been missing more than 60% of their business. And the reason they think is because women get annoyed in the store. They often look it up online and are helping with the shopping in that way. But they were missing a huge part of their business if they didn't pay attention to the analytics. So it really matters a lot.
And I want to say that that's dollars we're talking about. So
yes,
when you're saying like 60% of the Home Depot's online users are women, that translates into millions of dollars in sales.
Yes, it does. And so those are so important because they don't lie. The data online doesn't lie to you. And it takes out all of our biases, all of our misconceptions, and it tells you this is exactly what is going on. And then you can alter your course sometimes and adjust to those things and go, okay, so now we know. Yeah. Most people are, you know, how to adjust and make that work. So
marketing is, it's kind of like an evolution. You know,
yes.
You market a product, but you're always watching it. You're always watching the market and making those changes.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, I don't mean to interrupt, but we literally have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. But I want to ask Tiea to, or everyone to jump offline here and then log back in if they want to ask more questions to Tiea. And then our interns, I want you to also jump back into the meeting because I know some of you have questions of me, and I want to give you some great feedback about what you've done for Grays Harbor YouthWorks social media. But for now, thank you so much, Tiea Vaughn of Graphically Deb, and soon formerly the Daily World. Thank you to our board member, Chris Hunt, for being on. Thank you to Cheryl, our executive director, for organizing this, and Ellie, awesome questions. Woo, woo. And I see Madison, JP, and Aisha there. So please hang out with us if you can. And thank you, everyone. This is going to be on our YouTube channel. And of course, we're going to have Tiea Vaughn. And look out for Chris Hunt being on April 30th. And again, this is every Thursday, open to 15 to 19-year-old students and all Grays Harbor YouthWorks interns in Grays Harbor County. Thank you for joining our Career Connected Learning.